Greetings, everyone. Thanks for stopping by the channel today. It's Moodog from Moodog's Frugal RCs and more. Today we are in the research kitchen doing a rig rundown on a 12 scale vehicle by Disgenert, Distianert, Disgenert, very traditional Chinese name there. Actually, what we're looking at, guys, is a rebrand of the Haiboxing Survivor MT, this time branded by the ever-popular Disgenert company out of China. This is a ready-to-run 112 scale vehicle, four-wheel drive, waterproof, water resistant, I'm going to say, on the ESC receiver combo. This has ball bearings all the way through, metal dips front and rear. This is a ready to run version. Now, I'm not sure that there is a kit version of this one, guys. I have yet to see it. If there is, this one has lithium ion technology, so it has the two 18650 batteries that would fit on either side of the chassis, much like the Dune Thunder by HBX or Haiboxing. This is basically built on the same platform as that truck with some differences that we'll point out as we go. But we can take a look and see that the model number on this one is going to be the 12813, and if you were to look that up or Google it, it would come up with the Haiboxing branded vehicle. I believe that Haiboxing built this, and Disgenert, or however you say that word there, is the actual rebrander of this. Bottom side of the box here, or actually the side of the box, we can see a picture of the truck here. This one is in cobalt blue, has some carbon fiber paint on it as well, but the Survivor MT monster truck logo is on both sides and on the hood of this vehicle. This one has a 390 brushed motor, two lithium ion batteries, the 18650 cells. This one's coming with an extra set of those, which makes this kind of a good value. 4x4 as mentioned before, and just friction shocks on this one. But we'll take a look at that in just a second as well. Sides of the box are going to be pretty much just showing the functionality of the transmitter, and on the back here we have all of our warnings and that type of thing there. So nothing much more to see on this one. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what comes inside this box. Alright guys, the manual that this one comes with is basically the Haiboxing manual with the Disgenert, that name there, logo on there. Nothing really too colorful or nice about this one as far as any standout feature. The Chinese to English translation looks pretty good. This is going to have all the information to get this thing running from box to trail or box to pavement, wherever you plan on driving this. A little bit of maintenance tips on the back here, some troubleshooting tips as well if there's any issues with this. The back has got pretty much nothing on here, just some basic information thanking you for purchasing their product. Set that aside for now. As forementioned, guys, this is going to come with the four of these cells. These are 18650 cells here, 1500 milliamp per hour, and 3.7 volts each. So we're looking at the equivalency of a 7.4 volt system here with a 1500 milliamp capacity for runtime. So runtime on this is going to be roughly 20 minutes depending on how you drive it. This is going to come with a charger as well. Your basic two-position charger with LED indicators up here, charged or not charged. On the back here is going to give you a little bit more information on what green and red signify on those LEDs up in front there. This one, as well as a lot of them out there right now, guys, are coming with the ever popular USB. This one is going to be USB to the barrel connector here. I like these. You guys already know that. These are nice to take with you if you're using a power bank, portable power bank, or plugging it into your cigarette lighter, charger for your cell phone. Very nice to have these. I really do like seeing these. So let's go ahead and check out the rest of this stuff here. You're getting the obligatory Phillips screw screwdriver here, guys. So I don't know why they included the Phillips screwdriver with this. It doesn't appear that the transmitter requires a battery, or excuse me, the transmitter requires a screw to be removed to get at the battery compartment. But they did include the Phillips screwdriver. You're also getting this metal, which I like to see, metal star wrench here for position, and then you're getting 4 extra body pins with this one as well. So let's take a look at the car once, guys. We'll go through some of the features on that. All right, guys, we can see here the model is looking pretty good, guys. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get some better lighting on this right quick. There we go. I think that helps a little bit there. All right, so now we got the lighting where it should be, or kind of where it should be. We can get a closer look at the vehicle. You can see a nice paint job on this one, guys. We have the cobalt blue, and on the top of the vehicle, going down the hood, and as well as in the bed of the truck here, we can see kind of a carbon fiber design. We have some hood louvers here, and I don't know, what do you guys think? That looks kind of like a Ford F-150 style body on this one. I'm kind of liking this look here a lot, though. That blue, I'm really liking the blue quite a bit. Flipping it around to the back, guys, we can see we have a bit more detail on here as well. You have the painted on bumpers, the tail lights, the actual tailgate latch there. And that's pretty much it for the body, guys. We'll take a closer look at that in just a second, but I wanted to mention these tires on here. These are glued onto the rim tires. I like the compound on these guys. These tires seem to be a bit more supple than the Dune Thunder tires were. Dune Thunder tires are a little bit harder than this, but this has a real nice aggressive tread pattern on it, you can see there, and it's also very, very supple, so I think these are going to hook up nice in multiple conditions. The wheels are being held on by Phillips screws. Not a huge fan of that, but there are upgrades that can be done with this as far as replacing the dog bones and CVDs on here with all metal CVDs, and those would include the nylon lock washers, lock nuts to fasten the tires onto the hubs. So there is a saving grace there with an upgrade. Now this is going to have 2 working LEDs up in front here, wired in already, so that's kind of cool. Let's go ahead and pull the body off of this thing real quick, guys, and take a look at the body, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at the inner workings of this vehicle. Now, as mentioned before, Haiboxing is using the same kind of chassis design for several different vehicles, and I'll show you that in just a second. But looking at the body, this is a decent quality Lexan body. A lot of flex here, but you want that for this type of body here. But we're not dealing with really thin or flimsy material. So this is a nice, nicely made piece of Lexan here. You can see in front here too, guys, the headlight lenses, if you can see, my fingers do show through, so those are clear right there. So I suppose you could modify this to have headlights in it as well if you wanted to do so. But a nice looking body, nicely made. I'll go ahead and set that aside for now. Now you can see in front here we do have the wires leading back to the ESC connector here for the fog lamps in the front here. Now there is only one receptacle on this one, but it looks like you can crimp more pins on some wiring and then run wires off to the back or underneath for effects, those types of things. I think I may do that in the future, and then I'll show you guys how that all works out. But we're dealing with a 390 brushed motor here with a black anodized aluminum heatsink on here. The pinion and the spur gear on here are going to be brass and nylon respectively. We're looking at an all-in-one ESC receiver here that has a small heatsink on it and our antenna right here. We're dealing with a 5-wire servo on this one, guys, and that's going to be mounted up front here. Kind of nice that they're giving you some adjustability on the arm coming off of the horn of the servo, so you can actually adjust the push and the pull of that as well. The tie rod ends on this as well, guys, are adjustable, so you do have a threaded rod going into 2 plastic ends on there, so you would just remove one of the 2 ends and screw it in or back it off depending on which way you want to move that toe in on the front wheels. So nice to see that. Otherwise, this whole thing is pretty much built around one common design, and that is going to be the one shared with the Haiboxing 12891 Dune Thunder. Pretty much the same vehicle, guys. A couple of differences here that I will point out in just a second, but we can see that the build quality on this one is very nice as well. Nice beefy A-arms on this one, guys. The plastic on here is nice, got a resiliency about it, so I think it's going to fare well as far as being pretty rugged. Couple of beefs I have with this are just kind of structurally. I think they could have probably done a little bit better job in their parts pick on this one, guys. This is the rear of the vehicle now, and we're dealing with plastic in-drive cups coming off of the differentials, as well as plastic out-drive cups going to the hub carriers. So we're dealing with some plastic in here that I think these could have been made metal pretty easily, and not without too much extra cost. Considering the cost of this vehicle, if you don't get it on sale, is right around $100. I mean, they could have probably done some metal in here where plastic is apparent. Same thing with the dog bones. These are going to be plastic as well, with metal pin inserts on the ends that would fit into the cups. So we're looking at a lot of plastic on this one, guys. They are claiming that the differentials have metal gears front and rear. That remains to be seen. I trust that, though. I'm going to open them up and check the grease on these anyway in the future, so I'll report to you. I'll report back to you guys if I find anything other than what they are claiming. The front, again, is going to be the same as the 12891 or the Dune Thunder. You're going to have plastic CVDs on here, and again, guys, I don't like this, but we're using plastic in-drive cups coming off of these differentials. I think they could have probably used metal and really not spent any extra money or a whole lot of extra money doing so. But the body or the chassis is the same kind of tub design as the 12891 Dune Thunder. You have the dual two points of attachment here for the bumpers. The rear bumper is pretty wimpy. There's really not a whole lot there, but pretty nicely built, I think, all in all. So again, we have the steering trim, we have the throttle trim, you have a option of reversing the steering direction with regards to the wheel, on and off switch with an LED indicator to let you know when it's bound or when your batteries start to run low. So the steering wheel on here, guys, feels nice, doesn't feel gritty or bad at any way. It doesn't have any foam coating on here or foam cover on here, but it does have some serration, so if you guys are using gloves or whatever, you'll get a good grip on that. The auxiliary button on the side here does nothing to this particular vehicle, but you can see on the bottom here, guys, same as with the Dune Thunder, this one is going to require 2 AA batteries, which are not included in the kit, so you guys are going to have to supply your own batteries there. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get this powered up. Now, the power switch is going to be on the left side of the vehicle, just forward of the battery pod, and we'll go ahead and flip that in the on position. And we can see in the front here, guys, I'll spin this around for you a little bit here. We can take a look at the lights in the front here. We can see that they are pretty bright. I'm not going to shine them directly into the camera. Well, I could show you guys, give you an idea. Now, I will say Haiboxing is using high quality lights on these vehicles. The Dune Thunder is ridiculously bright with the 6 lights on the body. This one is no slouch in its own right either. Now, what I wanted to do, guys, is go ahead and power up this transmitter, and we will go ahead and get this rolling here a little bit, and I'll show you. Whoops, sorry about the camera there, guys. And we'll go ahead and get the wheels rolling on here just to kind of show you what it sounds like. So powering up the transmitter, hit the power button. You could hear, I don't know if you guys heard or not, but the servo actually activated and centered itself. So go ahead and test that servo out. Steering's pretty fast on this, pretty responsive, guys. I like to see that. Let's give it a little bit of throttle here and see what we're dealing with. That's full throttle right there, guys. Good idea with the brush motors, again, is not to run it too hard. Full throttle, pretty much out of the box. You want to kind of stagger that a little bit and break these motors in, break the brushes in. Otherwise, you're going to end up with premature motor failure. These motors are relatively inexpensive to replace, but as mentioned in some of my other videos, in fact, most of my other videos, I like to get the most mileage out of my OEM as I possibly can. With that being said, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for this one. I think this is a pretty good value for what you're getting. Watch for sales on this vehicle, guys. You can get it cheaper if you watch for the flash type sales, or if you guys aren't worried about getting it in 2 days or next day or whatever through Amazon, you can check online as well with GearBest or Banggood or one of those retailers. We get it a little bit cheaper that way, but in some cases you will wait up to a month, sometimes more. So I'll post a link in the description for this one, guys. Stay tuned for Urban Bashes coming on the 12891 Dune Thunder and on the vehicle that you see in front of you, the Survivor MT. We'll see y'all in the next one, and God bless the Republic.